Here we go, off on another wild adventure. The Chronicles of a Cable Jointer. I'm driving up to Edinburgh again. It's 9:30. I just thought I'd put that in there. It's 9:30. And I'm hoping to, well, just record how long the journey's going to take me. I've got some snacks on the way, but I'm thinking of doing a 48-hour fast. Now, I've done fasting before, and I've done like a 24-hour fast, but I've never done a 48 one. So I don't know. I think what I'll do is I'll just go through it and see if I get to 24 hours, you know, and see how I feel. So with just water or black coffee. So I'm going to see how I feel, but I'm just putting it out there that I may do a 48-hour fast, or my goal is to do a 48-hour fast, because it's February now and I've still got a belly from Christmas. So that ain't no good. Right, I'll catch up here in a bit. Well, that's me here. It's 3 o'clock. So what's that? Setting off at 9. Is that 5.5 hours? Anyway, as you can see, I'm tired. So I'm going to bed. See you later on today. Right, nearly done. We've got that one knocked off. This one on its way. But this goes to show you, look, right? I've got the blue and the grey in there, and I've got the brown and the black in that pocket. And the reason that they're in the pocket is because it's that cold. The glue was frozen, the glue wasn't working. So I've had to put them in my pockets to warm them up. Now, we were using, or you should have been using heat shrink, which would have been nice because we've been using a bit of heat. But there wasn't any on site, so we're taping them. It is brutal. I've got t-shirt, jumper, hoodie, and this. I know I look like a UPS driver, but quite frankly, my dear, I don't care. I've got my work trousers and I've got thermals on underneath that. I have only got one pair of socks. But look at this, gutted. See, not sure, I'll probably fall over doing this. Oh, really big. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, the state of that. DeWalt, your boots are rubbish. So I'll have to have a walk along the Screwfix tonight and get some. Oh, honest, as if my life isn't stressful enough. Anyway, when I've done this, I want to see where I'm going. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Back to the 150 and the 120 that I put away last week. But there's a heater right next to me. So I'm going to point it right at me to warm my bones up, because they're frozen. Anyway, that's what I've been on with this morning. I'm going to go and get on with the warm bit now. Can't wait. Oh, look at this. Wow, it's like toast. Lovely, that. There you go, look, multi-tool. Why is it? It's the noisiest tool in the world, right? And it's never a, oh, that needs, that's it. It's never that, is it? It's never, it's always, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour of that. Oh, shut up. Anyway, let's make building sites even more noisy than what they already are. Right, I need to terminate that into there. I'm going to let I've fitted the bolts there and there into the back plate. I'm going to let the other lads do those because they're shear offs. So I'm not 100% confident of doing them. Well, Not that I'm not confident of doing them. If something goes wrong, it's me to blame, and I don't fancy buying one of them because I think they cost more than about £6.99, so no thank you. Right, terminations of those, that cable into there, and then I've got another one. Where is it? Oh, that one. It's only a 3-pole one, so I'm going to put that into there. Terminate that 120 there into it, and then I need to find the one for these 50 mils because they've got to go in as well. Get them done, dusted out the way, and then onto pastures new. So that's the plan for today. And I've sort of been psyching myself up with this fasting thing. I'll get there. I'll do it. Torture though, innit? The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like psyching myself out of it. But needs to go. I should do a before and after to see if we lose anything. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure around my belly and see if anything goes. I'm going to do that now actually, but I have to pull my top up, so I'm not going to show you that. Nobody wants to see that. This is that tape measure was called. So the measurements that I received are here. No, they're not. Here. So 41¼ inches or 1 metre and 50 mil. Now that's my belly, not my waist, because my waist is about 36. So it shows you the difference. So I need, realistically, let's face it, I need to get that down to 36, because then it'll be the same as my waist. But the waist would drop anyway with that situation. So if I can get it down to a 36 inch around the mid section, I'll be happy with that. So let's just see see how long I can go for and see what difference it makes. Watch this space. There's something else interesting to look, you know, not just boring cables. What have I just been moaning about? Multi-tools. What have I had to go and borrow? You wouldn't believe it, would you? Ooh, itchy head. I'll show you why. So I need to take that piece of paxillin out right the way to the edge to allow the cables to sort of bend up and then set in, because there's not a lot of room. So I need the maximum amount I can. So I'm gonna have to multi-tool that little bit out there. Terrible, Anna. Well, that's that board as far as it can go. I've decided to use the look at that, good placement, wasn't it? I've decided to use the neutral bar for the 50. Don't do that. Rather than putting the extra neutral in here. So we've got one in there, they're terminated into there, and then one in there, that's terminated into there. Obviously I've got a 120 to go into here tomorrow when we get the lugs, or this week when we get the lugs, and then into here, this one, that's the mains, so that goes in when we get the lugs, because there are narrow palm entries and the normal 50mm won't fit. So that's me tonight. See this? I'm debating that now. The reason is because it's really cold outside, and obviously your fuel keeps you warm, doesn't it? And I'm thinking, if I'm starving, well, then it'll burn the fat quicker. Oh, I don't want to do it. I might get some healthy food, I suppose. Ah, bother. What a stupid time to try and lose weight. Winter time. Which, let's face it, I'm in Scotland, which is most of the year, so I'll let you know how I get on. It's good job I'm not addicted to drugs, isn't it? Good morning from a bloody miserable Edinburgh. Yeah, fasting didn't go, well, I'll say it didn't go well, it didn't go at all. Oh, breathe in. Oh. Yeah, I didn't really. It was freezing cold. It was very energy sapping, so no. I went and got something to eat. I didn't eat a load, didn't eat useless, fatty food, or like, what's it called, processed food. It was fresh stuff. So I did that. And we'll see. Hopefully I'll do a measurement on Thursday, and hopefully I'll drop a bit if I remember. But anyway, I think I've got a new project this morning, so let's go and have a look at that. I'm going to put my AdBlue in the skip. Here's a little thing for you about tie wraps. I saw someone trying to do a thing on TikTok about tie wraps, and he was taking forever. And I think it was like the sharp edge of a tie wrap. You don't cut it like this, you cut it like this, but I've always cut it like this. So there's the tie wrap. Cutters. Let me see if I can show you. You put the cutters like that on the tie wrap. And cut. And that is completely flush. And that will never stick in your body. It'll never rip your arm if you're pulling cables and you've dressed cables on a tray or a rack. So get yourself a pair of them. Knipex, I can't say Knipex, or Knipex, I can't just say that, so I'm afraid we're going to have to stick with Knipex for now on. Get yourself a pair of them and do exactly what I've just done, and you'll be fine for the pretty much rest of your life. And you can even take them and you lay them like that when you get buried, or when you go through the fire and all that. Just a tip for you. Just the kind of guy I am. Right then, we've arrived at a new job. This always makes me laugh. Schneider boards, right? These sort of sub boards, right? We've got a lock, got a key with a lock. We've got a Phillips, sort of two Phillips lock and bolts. And then round the outside, you've got these flathead, panhead bolts. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You take those off, the whole front of the panel comes off. What's the point of this? Like, don't know. And just so you don't think I'm lying, right then, let me explain a little bit about this. Subboard, hole in floor, or hole in wall down there. So I've got a 4-core 95 and an earth comes through that hole and up. Now it's going to go into this side of the board because we've got 350 mils come out of that board, bump, bump, bump into there. So we've got to put them on that piece of tray down there. Now they're situated just outside, so I've got to sort of install them. Although that, I think, what, 7 meters, 6 meters or something. Not massive, but that's the job for today. Hopefully it's going to be a task, but I'll show you outside. This is going to be awkward. So the hole that we're speaking of is there. So it goes through one hole and then through another hole in the other wall. So that's a bit of a pain. Cable's there, so it'll roll round and into that, and here it is. A loft hatch. I might have a look up there. Anyway, I don't need all of that cable, so I'm going to measure it. I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to scratch my itchy eye. That one, not that one. And then get that pulled through and in. Darren did say that he wanted it to go through the hole, onto the tray, along the bottom of the tray, and then sweep up into the side of the panel. But I said that's not going to work, so it will just stay on the floor and then bend up, get some cleats on it somewhere along the line. So I'm going to give it a measure, get it cut, and then I'm going to get it pulled in. The best way to do it tape measure. So I've measured it round about 5 metres. So we'll go and measure 5 metres outside and get it cut. That was getting a little bit tight, so what I've tried to do is I've rigged up a contraption. I've got the chain block tied onto the cable, I've got a plate screwed to the floor, and I've got a ratchet strap round the plate. Yeah. I grab in. So 14. I've it 14. Yeah.
So this is the process of tying a clove hitch knot. Pretty simple knot to tie, but incredibly effective for pulling cables or tree trunks or pipes or whatever you want to pull. As you can see, you pull the end up through the loop that you've left, and it sort of crosses over itself, and this determines how it becomes tightened around the piece of equipment that you want to move in a lateral way or vertical, and that's just to secure your knot. Brilliant, they are really effective.
And there we have it. So nice flow and bend around there. There's a wall getting built here anyway, so it doesn't make no odds. And then it runs through into there. That all that needs now is, because it's raised up a little bit, just needs pushing down a little bit and maybe get a cleat on it or something in there. But happy days, now it can gland it. Well, that worked extremely well. Alrighty then. So we've got 3 cables in. They're not glanded, they're just there waving about the place. But what I was going to say was, jobs like this, where they're in close proximity, so the lengths are only small, are good jobs for sort of, you know, apprentices, to teach them how to do stuff. Because if it goes slightly wrong here, it can always be rectified through this bit, and you're not undressing, unclipping cables and taking too much time up. So yeah, just things like this to get lads to get the bends in correct and the measures to the gland correct. It's always a good job to set the apprentices away with. I've got some earth cables that I have to run in as well, 1 each for those, and then that one there is for the big fella. That's a big fella, it's a 4-core-95, but it's bigger than those ones. I can get those terminated today because they are straight in to 125 amp 4-pole switch, whereas those ones, sorry about all this twisting around, the switches aren't here yet, so we've got to get them fitted and then I can start terminating. There's something just made me smile. I went to turn down a corridor to go out to come to the van because I'm going to get a kneeling pad, and they blocked the access off with a wooden sheet. So I said to this kid, I said, where do you go? He said, oh, you got to go through the kitchen now to get to the aquarium. He meant atrium. That was quite funny. So this is what he meant. This is the aquarium. That's good, that. Obviously, atrium. A long while ago, it's about 2 years ago, I was at a trade show thing for electrical installers, and I bumped into the guy that designed the Acti9 ISO bar panel from Schneider, and I pointed out a couple of things about the CTs. Don't have them below the switch, put them above the switch, and you can bend your copper buzz bars to suit, so it makes the installation of the cable look much neater. I'm glad to see they took on board what I said. So I've got the cable glanded in there, and then I've got them up, got the sweep across. Now basically I've got to unclip them from that DIN rail, right, take them off, put the core through them and bend the core to where it's going to live, and then that like slides down. Then the next one, you bend the core. You have to unclip all of these little tie wraps, because you have to get the length on the cables in order to lift the CT up, slide it over the cable and down, over the core, sorry, and down, then you can get them in. So really, it makes your panel look a bit crap. Gave me opinion, obviously nobody cared or listened. It would have made that, I said to him, make your panels absolutely spot on. Because then people go, yeah, get Schneider panels, because where they put the CTs, they put the CTs above the switch and everyone's happy. But no. He said it would cost too much money. Would you lose that in revenue? They probably don't even lose it in revenue because there's only me who moans about it. Yeah. Right, look at me. Lovely and warm. I've come in and put the heater on because I've been in the cold all day. Got like cheeks are flushed red. Anyway, I'm making tea. So this is what I'm having. I'm having, oh hang on, I'll show you. So I'm having chicken and there's some salami in there, look. I've put soy sauce and olive oil in. So I'm going to let that sit for a bit and do its thing. Let the noodles cook up a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I've got 2 stock cubes in there. I'm going to add a little bit of water and then add that to that, and then what that'll do, it'll create like a gravy, and the noodles will soak the gravy up, and then I can put it into my face, which will be lovely. So there we go, that's almost tea, almost done. I look dusty. Anyway, too hot now. I'll take one of these tops off and then I can add my gravy and have my tea. No beer this week, so I'm obviously trying to lose weight. I did from 8 o'clock last night till 6 o'clock tonight before I had anything to eat. It was about 6:30 anyway. So that's like 22 hours. So if I do another 22-hour fast tomorrow, we're going good. We're going to lose some weight. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this. See you in the morning. All the boards terminated. So we've got the dressing done. Runs along into the corner, round it off. So I haven't took all of the earths in yet. I've only took that one. Then I've got this one stripped. So that's got to go across, back round and into there. And I can get that one in there, and then I mount the 2 other switches here and take those 2 round into there, and then the 2 earths will come up and go up to the earth bar up there. The neutrals are going into here as well. So that is what I'm not happy about though is the distance that has been left here. Look, I could have done with it going right to the edge, but so I'll have to sort of go like that and round, and I hope they're malleable enough because they're only 4-core-95, so I'm hoping that I can get them in. Anyway, see what happens. Right, that's all done, aside from the 50mm earth for the main, which is going up onto that there. Now then, I've got a 4-core-25 now to go into 125 amp dB along the corridor along there. So this is what I think I need. Now I don't want to take all my gear along, so I'm thinking this is what I need. Now I don't need any crimps because it goes straight in. So gland, stuff and gland. 32mm hole cutter, 20mm hole cutter. We've got the exhaust cutters, 2 sets of grips, spanner to tighten, gasket scraper to take the armors out. Now I think, obviously I'll need a drill, but I think I might need to cut the cable down, so I'm going to take Emu along to cut the cable down. Now let's see, I'm going to put it in that box as well. So let's see if that is what I require or I have to get some more. Oh, and I've got those in my pocket. They don't go in the box, they go in my pocket. Well, that's blew it straight away because it's not a 125 amp switch. It'll need crimps on it. What size is it? 200 amp. So that'll need a crimp on it. So I'll have to bring the crimper along and I'll have to go and get some lugs now. So all of that, complete waste of time. Look at this. It's like working in bloody San Francisco. And then I've got to go up another flight of stairs when I get there. Christ. Look how happy I am. It's Thursday morning. That means it's going home day. It's going to be a long day because it's going to be about 6 o'clock, 6:30 finish. So I've got this little DB to do. That there. I'm just getting that prepped. And then I've got basically the room I did upstairs with the 95mm and the 3 but 6 ends of the 50mm. So that's to do. So that's the project for today. It's slightly different. So it'll show its own. It's got its own set of challenges. I'm just looking out at the beautiful view of the West End of Edinburgh. Very, very posh around here. Right then, I've been to get some scraps of wood. Are you starting a fire? Is it that cold? No. What I'm doing is I'm trying to put a bend in the cable that I'm putting into the gland. And I'm hoping that this is a way to do it. See if I can show you. So what I'm hoping to achieve is, I might only need this one. Just put it in there. Actually that one's too long. Fudge. There you go. Like half or beyond some. I suppose I should say Eddie Hall really, because he's, you know, a fellow countryman. So if I now try and push that back over there, it should kick and straighten it. Let's see. Oh, or it'll slip off and squash my hand. That's worked, in theory it's worked. There we go, look, I can work with that. That'll look alright once it's in. Yeah, happy days. There you go, another tip. You've got cutting tie wraps off so there's no sharp edges. That's the sharp edge. And now you've got putting the kick in cables that come down into DBs. Honestly, I'm like Just Giving. You know what I mean? The Just Giving page. Charitable organisation for wannabe electricians or cable jointers. Right, anyway, let's press on. Right, I set this up. I'm a bit confident. It just looks good. Oh, it was rubbish. There's like 4 there, 3 there. 7, another 4 there. 2 there. Can't even count that much. Didn't do maths when I went to school, or English, or England. Anyway, hopeless. Sorry. Now then, let's have a look at this. So it's in, it comes down, and that's short, isn't it? By what, an inch? 30mm. Now the reason that is because of this.
that won't go down any further because it's holding on that lip and stopping the cable coming further down. And if I was to pull it further down, it would just distort this piece of trunking even more. So what I've got to do, strip it here, individually bend each core that way so it sits inside the trunking, and once you've done that, that will sit in the hole that I've drilled, I promise you. In fact, I want to set the camera up so you can see me do it. There we go. So just by bending them round like that and not having it come across here, because that's a jam, that's a point where it jams, right? It won't go any further. It simply can't go any further because of this angle that the cable's coming out at. You change the angle so it goes straight down by bending the cables at 90s. You've cracked it. Happy days. Now I just need to put the earth in into our little 20mm hole, and then I can terminate this, and then I'm moving on to the next bit. Well, there we go. The week is done. That one's in with the earth. It's not terminated yet. Switch has only just arrived. I've got 1, 2, 3 cables pulled and in with their earths. They're not obviously not tied in correctly yet, but that'll be for next week. What else? And well, that's it. So did 2 of these little rooms with DBs in them. Quite enjoyed that. It was like your own little task. So your main's in, which is the big one. Drop that in, and then I had to pull the cables. I'm saying pull. These ones are 5 meters long. The other ones are 7 meters long. So it's not as if they were. I was having to set a run up, but pulled them in, got them dressed in, glanded them, terminated them. I'll show you next week if I remember. I did a star showed earlier on, didn't I, about the CTs. Jokes, absolute jokes. But as usual, if you've got this far, little thumbs up. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Ta-ra.